Hello, YouTube. I'm Vince White, and I'm an employment attorney. On this channel, on this channel, we answer publicly posted questions from YouTube users getting a focused answer they need from an employment attorney. Today, we've got a question that has been posed to YouTube search 9,900 times in recent memory. And that question is as follows: what is a whistleblower? And we're going to go to the internet to get the answer, to get what the internet thinks. Then we're going to provide a little employment attorney color. All right. So the response from Google's AI, I believe Google Gemini is the AI for Google. I'm not positive on that. Don't quote me on that. But Google Gemini, I believe, says a whistleblower is an individual who reports illegal or unethical behavior within an organization or government. They often disclose confidential information to reveal wrongdoing, including issues like waste, fraud, abuse, or violations of the law. Whistleblowers are typically protected from retaliation for their disclosures, and their actions can lead to investigations, legal actions, and necessary reforms. Okay. Now let's enter employment attorney mode, exiting AI mode. Here's a general thing you should know about whistleblower claims that will differentiate them in certain situations from retaliation claims. And let me stress, talk with an attorney about this. Don't take my very general spiel on this. This is to get you some basic base level knowledge. But this is very general, and you need to talk about your situation with local counsel, where you are, in the jurisdiction where you reside or you work or where your claim is. And you need to get into the specifics of your situation rather than trying to apply what I'm saying, which is a generality at best as to the various laws of the various jurisdictions across this country. And please, wherever you might be, do not construe this as legal advice, because it's not. I can't give you legal advice wherever you might be, unless wherever you might be is New York. And if you're in New York, well then, here's the thing I have to tell you. I'm not gearing it for you, so don't follow that either. Talk with local counsel in New York. Now, here's the deal. If you are reporting or complaining about or opposing workplace discrimination, workplace sexual harassment, or unpaid wages of some kind, there's a good chance that you don't have a whistleblower claim. There's a good chance you have what is called a retaliation claim. Now, that is generally a far better claim to have, at least in the eyes of employment attorneys, than a whistleblower claim. And one of the things that differentiate it is as follows. For a whistleblower claim, you generally have to complain outside your organization, right? Going around within your organization saying, hey guys, I think we're committing the fraud. Are we doing a fraud, guys? I think we're doing a fraud. That's not you blowing the whistle. That's you chatting with your co-conspirators and getting ready for a RICO claim for conspiracy, right? Whistleblowing claims often require you to go outside the organization for the whistle to actually be something that is considered blown, right? Whereas a retaliation claim, you're just like, hey, I've been sexually harassed. Or conversely, hey, Tina has been sexually harassed, and that's bad. We should do something about that. Great. Now, if something bad happens to you after you complain about the sexual harassment to yourself or to Tina, or the workplace discrimination or the unpaid wages, whatever it is, you've got yourself a retaliation claim based on that something bad, that negative workplace consequence that happened to you, right? So you can see that in certain situations, the retaliation claim can be superior. Retaliation claims can also give rise to various forms of enhanced damages, punitive damages, treble damages. There's a variety of different things that can happen based on what the nature of the claim is and the circumstances and all this else. Now, that is not to say that a true whistleblower claim isn't potentially valuable. Listen, there are people who have made hundreds of millions of dollars, if not potentially more, reporting frauds perpetrated against the federal government. That is a reality. There is a bounty program. If you blow the whistle on fraud tied to federal funds, it can be worth millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, or more. And large firms will fight tooth and nail to represent you for the honor of fighting for you. Sincerely, that's a reality. So I'm not saying that whistleblower claims are not valuable. I'm just saying that there's a little bit more to them, right? Now, what could you blow the whistle about? Well, depends on where you are. Depends on the laws of your jurisdiction. The federal government really cares about frauds tied to federal money. So if you're receiving funds from the federal government and misusing them somehow, they want to know. If someone's committing tax fraud, they want to know, right? There's other things the feds, the federales, are interested in. But talk with local counsel about that. We can't list them all. Generally, if it's got to do with federal money or, like, say, treason, the federal government would like to know. Now, depending on jurisdiction, whistleblowing can be anything. You can blow the whistle on a nonprofit that's not being operated correctly, right? That's a reality. In New York, if you're a healthcare professional or an educator or most jobs, I guess, and you see something that's detrimental to the public good, the public safety, you can theoretically blow the whistle on that. Now, the problem is in New York, the whistleblower laws generally suck. They're not really built out because lobbyists are not really excited about whistleblowers blowing the whistle on lobbyist clients. So, the laws in New York tend not to enhance or strengthen the whistleblower statutes. And employment attorneys have been arguing for decades. A guy I used to work for 2 decades ago was ranting and raving very correctly, very accurately, very succinctly about the need for enhanced whistleblower protections in New York State. And that remains a reality to this day. We could really do something to strengthen those laws. If you want a list of what counts as whistleblowing, where you are, what kind of situations you could blow the whistle about, I suggest you check with local counsel. You can do a Google search. You might get some good information, but probably local counsel who's experienced with whistleblowing claims is going to be a better bet. In the scheme of things, you're going to get a more complete answer if you can get them to take the time to really converse with you. Additionally, when you're doing that research, whether you're Googling or you are talking to an attorney, get yourself an idea of the elements of a whistleblower claim in your jurisdiction. What do you have to prove to win that claim? Because here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to go ahead and file a whistleblower claim without realizing that you don't have most of the elements of your whistleblower claim. Because guess what? You just told everybody, I want to blow the whistle. But here's the problem. You might not have activated any protections at all. You've just made yourself a target for whatever nasty reprisals they want to do to you because you're the person telling everybody what bad people they are, right? And now you have no protections in place. Everybody knows that you're out to get them. You're blowing the whistle, right? And all of these people who've already been established as kind of villains because they're doing bad things, they've got an axe to grind against you. Not ideal. So let's go ahead and get our research ducks in a row before we let the whistleblower claim just go, right? Like let's be careful here. Figure out what you're doing first. Anyways, yeah. Long story short, a whistleblower, somebody who reports illegal or wrong activity, usually outside their organization. But check with local counsel to see if that is true for you. If this was helpful, like, subscribe, comment down below, share the channel so it can grow. If this was not helpful, if this was too general, give me that thumbs down, that sweet thumbs down. I dare you. I do. Take care, everybody.